I'd like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Hope you like what you see, baby. Hope you like what you see. I would like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Give me something to talk about, talk about. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. You're looking so nice. Hey, we shining bright. I would like to sing for you.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the dinner table. I am your host, Big Rang, along with my co-host, Mr. DT. Welcome to the table, Mr. DT. Welcome to the table. Welcome to the table, Mr. DT. How you feeling tonight?
Excited. It's been a while.
It's been a while. You're a little quiet tonight, too. Is everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Make sure you on. Test 1, 2. Get a little closer. Bring the mic closer to you. Just bring it a little closer to you. Yeah. A little more. Don't be afraid. Bring it to the edge. Now say check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
Okay. We should be all right. We got a very special guest with us tonight. No names. We just gonna call her Jane Doe, or as she would say, Big Jane Doe. Is that appropriate?
Big Jane.
Big Jane. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go into a little bit of segment about women in the Army, and I think she's perfect for it. I'm actually proud of this young lady. We're not going to disclose who she is. We're just going to give her an opportunity to answer some questions that a lot of women might have or don't know or would like to ask. So my first question starting off the show is this. Are there many women in your serving with you on your side?
Right now, no.
No. Are you the only?
In my section, yes. I'm the only female in my section.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
Good.
Good? Do you feel like when you step out there you have a lot to prove, or?
Yes, I do.
You do? Just because you're the only female?
Yes.
No breaks?
There's breaks. It's like I'm a baby. They treat me like lesser than the men.
Right.
Like, if we're moving to Queens, and when we're moving stuff, they'll like take it from me like, nah, I got it.
Just because you're a female?
Yeah.
Does that bother you a little bit?
Yes, it does.
So what do you usually do?
I pick it up myself.
That's right. I saw you come in one day with a whole bunch of bags coming up the stairs. So I know that's how you feel. So my next question is, you could have chose any division of the service. You chose this division. Why?
Army or National Guard?
Regardless, Army and National Guard.
Well, the National Guard allows me to be closer to home because at first I didn't like being away for too long. Mm-hmm. And the Army gives me the opportunity to explore new things and meet new people.
Homesick?
Yes, I was most definitely homesick.
How did you get over it?
I try not to think about it, and when we had our phone time, I will speak to you guys and it'll make it better.
I like that. Let me ask you this right here. When it comes time to doing your drills, yeah, that look on your face tells it all. Just give me a rundown of what your drill day is like. Yeah.
Okay, so 6:30 is first formation. We sit there, they do accountability. Since right now we're moving to Queens, we're split up. People are in Harlem packing up the stuff to go to Queens, and people are in Queens putting the stuff in the cages. So today, they sent me to Queens, and all I was doing today was unpacking all this stuff and putting it in our cages. And then we left around 4-ish.
So when you're stepping out there and you guys have to actually go through the basic training, like when you have to go through your drills, do you seem like your drills are harder, or do you seem like they take it easy on you a little bit?
With drills?
Yes.
No.
No? You feel it's normal? I can tell you a little. It's okay. You can loosen up.
It's when I went to South. Are you talking about when I went to South Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was equality.
That's
They
good.
didn't. It was just get in, get out. There was no favoritism for nobody, whether you were female or male.
Right.
They didn't care.
Right.
The drills were pretty easy things to explore since I already had experience. The only thing that I didn't like was the weather and being away, not being able to speak to my family every day.
Yeah, that did hurt. I ain't gonna lie.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're basic explorers, I know that in our program we have ranks. What is the ranks for like the National Guard? How does it go for that?
Okay. So, what do you mean? Like when you first join, or what is the whole rank structure?
You see how you see like we have ranks for explorer goes like explorer, corporal, sergeant, lieutenant, and up. Like how does like the rank organization go for the National Guard or the Army?
So, the first rank is private. Then there's private second class. Then there's private first class. It's corporal, sergeant, staff sergeant, sergeant first class. I think then first sergeant, and I haven't mastered the rest of them.
That's good.
That's all I know off the top of my head.
That's a good ranking, though. What are you presently, private?
Private second class.
Private second. Oh, you done moved up. She done moved up to private second class. Shut the door, girl. Private second class. Yeah. That felt good, doesn't it?
It did.
It did.
They gave it to me when I graduated from base South Carolina. I didn't know.
My next question is, what is your role in your rank?
I'm just there. I basically just do what I'm told.
Heavy machinery?
I haven't shot anything yet because they didn't give me any gear because I came in late. So I didn't go to the training this year.
Okay. It's okay. It's all right.
It's a big gun though.
It's a big...
Sure is.
How big? Loud?
Real loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
My next question for you is, what was your best experience in the Army when you was away at training? Like your best moment.
Shooting.
What type of weapons was you firing?
I shot an M4. And for my actual job, I shot the 777. I shot the 119er, but I'm assigned to the 777.
What is a 1-9er?
That's the name of the howitzers that we shoot. It's
Right.
the 119er, the 777, and the Paladin.
Can you explain it? It's like Berettas and like they're 9s or...
You talking about the cannon?
No. Oh, you shooting cannons. I'm thinking you
What
shooting...
about guns?
No,
Oh.
the M4 is the gun, yes.
Oh. Yeah.
But then you told me what I shoot, so I was telling you everything.
Also, I think it's like cannons and stuff
Oh,
like
damn.
that.
You shooting... Damn. Okay, well, let's work with the M4. Did you first have to learn how to break it down, or they first taught you how to shoot it?
They taught you first. They had a little, like, virtual reality thing that you went to with the fake. It's real, but it wasn't real bullets. And you practice there. They teach you how to break the weapon down, clean it, and then you go to the range and you got to zero your weapon.
How do you feel
Shooting?
knowing that you can handle the weapon?
Good.
Yeah.
Real good.
My next question for you is, what was the living condition like when you was away? Like, how was the setup?
In Oklahoma or...
In both.
It was like maybe like 60 beds altogether in South Carolina. Bunks. Like 15 bathrooms, 8 stalls. You had to make your bed. If you didn't make your bed, they'll throw your bed on the ground. if you left your locker open, they open your locker, they knock all your stuff out. That happened to me before.
What?
How did you
Yeah.
deal
You
with
had to
that?
pick your stuff up?
Yes.
It's embarrassing.
They just start laughing. Like, you just start laughing because, like, it's not that serious. But they gonna take it. It's to scare you, like, or to get you to flip out on them. But
Did it work?
I be mad at them. I be real mad. I don't like my stuff being touched, and I have
know that's
OCD, so everything is neat and organized. And then they come in and ram into my stuff. I can't say nothing. I just look at them with an attitude, and I keep going with my day.
How was your first impression, or like how did you feel when you first was making your way to start your journey in the Army?
When I first got there,
Yeah.
the process, or when I first left for.
Start from the bottom. How, like when you left home, starting with where you
Okay.
are now, how did it make you feel? What was the experience like?
It was awkward. It's like you get there, they're just yelling at you to get off the bus, and you're just like, what is going on? You sit there, you first, if you're talking about the first thing you do, you go to MEPS. You do all the medical stuff. That was weird. Because you had to get naked. Yeah. And they was touching.
All females though, right?
Everybody got naked.
Oh, nobody was safe. Sorry, I can't do that.
Not in front of people though. No. There
Oh
was
yeah, I don't know that, but
obviously-
still, I can't do that.
It
Just
doesn't
go
even
bust
matter.
out.
The person who's checking, I can't
Yeah,
show my skivvies
I didn't
to her.
like that. Then you duck walk naked too. Like they're looking at everything to see if there's something wrong with you so they can get you out of the army. But the biggest thing I didn't like when it came to medical stuff was getting the shots. Like I don't like needles. But as soon as walking through there, they just poke you. Doop, 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 doop.
Do you know what you were? Did they explain to you what each needle was for?
No.
Man,
I went up there. She asked for my name. She gave me a paper with some letters on it. I gave it to the people. They were like, okay. And just started sticking me. And that was it. He didn't care. Blood dripping and everything. It's nasty.
man.
I cried that day. No. They didn't care.
No feelings, huh?
None at
You
all.
belong to the United States Army now. Yeah.
I'm just a pet for the government.
Did you make
Well,
did you make
that's
any
how
good
you
friends
feel.
while you was out there?
I did.
Okay.
I
No names.
have 5 main people that I talk to, but I never had a problem with anyone. But I have 3 people from Oklahoma and 3 people from South Carolina that I still speak to today.
So I want to elaborate on that because you have mentioned 2 different places that you have been. One being South Carolina, the other being Oklahoma. Are you looking forward to traveling? Like is that one of the perks of being in the Army? That you do get to travel? You get to see the world?
Yes. But I would never go back to Oklahoma again.
That bad?
It's like you in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
It's just empty. Then there's tornadoes and thunderstorms. I'm disgusted.
I can't really say. Man, if you're from Oklahoma, I feel for you. Because I know that part of the region as well, too. That Midwest is terrible. It gets everything before it divides out. So I do know that Midwest could be real terrible. What about Carolina? Terrible, too?
Just cold.
Carolina? For real?
When I went in January, freezing every morning.
Where were you stationed in Carolina?
Columbia, South Carolina, Fort Jackson.
Yeah, Fort Jackson. That would be, that's over the bridge.
Cold.
It would be. That's almost.
Your water got frozen. Your hands were numb. Sick. I got really sick when I was at Fort Jackson. Twice. Never not. If I like that I went in the winter, because it's a lot of marching and whole much stuff you gotta do. I'd rather do that in the cold than do it in the heat.
Mm. They do get hot in South Carolina. Knowing what you know now, would you still have taken this route?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Nothing to deter you from saying, you know what, I want to do something different?
No. I would have done everything the same. I probably would have changed my job if I had the choice to, but...
What would you do instead of shooting? I think shooting a big cannon is cool.
I like that. Don't get me wrong, I like that a lot. But I originally wanted 31 Kilo, which was military police with the dog, canine unit.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all love these dogs. Y'all love them dogs. Well, you know what? I want to be the first to say, because I know sometimes it's hard to get up here and talk about certain things. So, you know, I'm very proud of you on that. And I definitely know where you come from, and I know what you have accomplished. And I'm going to keep your face hidden for a long time, because you got a lot more coming. You know, the fact that you, if I'm not mistaken, you are about to be deployed, right? Not too long from now.
Supposedly, that's what I'm hearing.
Right. So my thing is, if you had a preference, what would you choose? Where would you choose to go? Somewhere that you haven't been?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, that's cool. It has to be somewhere where you think you're going to settle down for the rest of your life?
Not really. Just a place that's not boring. Because Oklahoma felt so secluded. Everything was spaced out. There was really nothing there for you to do. And I didn't like that. But I heard in South Carolina there's a whole bunch of stuff for you to do, but I was in basic and you didn't have that type of freedom yet.
Right. Now that you have the freedom to choose, and man, career?
I wouldn't mind going to Korea.
Yeah? Despite the situation, you wouldn't mind? Here's a good question, though. Is this a career move for you? Or is it something that you want to do for now as a resume?
It might be for now until I find my place. But I think I might stay longer.
Would you recommend it for women up and coming, young ladies?
Yes, I would.
I think they need a lot more. You know, my thing is I'm so, if I can be frank, you know, I never had a problem with none of my children going to serve the country. And I always considered you one of my children. My biggest fear, and I hope we can talk about this if it ever crossed your mind, of being someplace, something begins, and your first objective is to get back home. Does that ever cross your mind?
It does. I've thought about what would happen if you were to get deployed and something were to go down.
Right.
It's an uneasy feeling, but when you're in the moment, you're not really thinking about it. But I would feel like if my life was in danger, I would start thinking about back home.
Despite you having a job to do.
Yeah, my family will always be in the back of my mind.
I know, because you're always in the back of ours. So is this one of those things? Well, I mean, listen, sometimes you have to talk about it. So maybe I'm not the person that you should discuss that with. I understand certain situations, but I always wanted to know. I never had the opportunity to sit down with an official soldier, somebody who's been through it. And I know you have a long way to go, but yet and still, as a woman, I've never seen you come and say, you know what, I don't want to do it no more. I've never seen you do that. And like there are days that we run, that I'm surprised that you even get up that early and you out the door before, you know what I mean? So it's like I've known you for a long time. I watch every movement that you have, and each step that you have taken, I have saying, listen, you have accomplished a lot. Like, what's next right now on the list? Let's not talk about the cannons. Let's not talk about the Army life. What I'm saying to you is, as far as ranking, what's in your mind on how far you want to take yourself to put them stripes on your shoulder?
The highest rank I want to go to?
Mm-hmm.
First sergeant.
Why?
You have your unit and you get to sit there and speak with them before they leave. And our first sergeant, he always speaks to us before we leave, and he talks to us like he's our dad more than our boss. And I like that energy to be implemented for everyone, no matter how high your rank is.
So you feel if you get to that position, you'll be able to speak to your troops like a mother figure.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Yes.
It's funny because the reason why I asked that, because there's so many things that once you in the door that you can follow. And the thing that caught your eye out of everything else is the first sergeant position. And I see why. You want to be able to make sure that, I get it. I mean, maybe the audience don't understand, but I get it. It's that home feeling. Yeah. He gives you that home feeling like, no matter where you go, you're going to return. I want to thank you. You got any more?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I do want to ask you one last question. So, we just going to say this. So, when you decide to deploy, right, when they what I want to know is, are your family allowed to see you off? Like, are we allowed, like, you know how you watch on YouTube and you watch things where families are leaving, and are we allowed to be on that runway to wave goodbye and things like that? Does that bother you when people do that?
I think you'll be able to see me leave, but not standing on the runway.
Well, the reason why I asked, because I was watching the video one time, and I mean, it might be a stupid question, but I always think about the mind of the person who's leaving the country. And your family's here, you're there, and I know you answered it the first time, but what is your initial thought as that plane takes off?
This isn't real.
See, I know. Why?
I don't know. Like,
You don't
ever
believe you're
since
sitting in the
yeah,
seat?
I never
Imagine
still
yourself?
don't believe it. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just never thought I'd be here.
Accomplishments are made to be conquered. In order to conquer your accomplishments, you have to go through it. I know the flight taking off is different, but when you land, your mind is in a whole different state. See, I know. I always wanted to ask that question. They always catch the officers coming off the plane, greeting their family, but then they never really show what happens when the shoulder takes off. I know that has to, that in your mind, you don't know. I always wanted to know. I appreciate you coming by, because I know that took a lot. I mean, I really, really appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Jane Doe, Miss Army herself. We are going to be this is like I'm going to say, I want to capture maybe 10 sessions with her. So, we have to give her time to complete her journey over the next 2 years. We can do about 10 sessions, and we'll find out the country she's been in. We find out the next use of her guns. Like she said, she had big guns. She shoots the cannon. I am protected. This is Big Rand, Living Room TRT, along with my homeboy, DT Teaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Living room and the private session. Until we meet again, people, y'all have a good night. Stay safe and stay dry. And like Tone always say, wash your hands. Good night, everybody. That was good, man. That was nice, man.
I'd like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Hope you like what you see, baby, hope you like what you see. I would like to welcome you to the show, to the show, to the show. Introduce you to me, introduce you to me. Give me something to talk about, talk about. I'd like to thank you all for coming out tonight. You're looking so nice. Hey, we shining bright. I would like to sing for you a couple songs.